Hey, my incredible tribe, and welcome to my weekly energy forecast. I'm Louise, and I am here to share with you my intuitive insights for this up and coming week. So, tribe, I wrote our written weekly, and this is a weekly energy report that I kind of just sit and channel and tune into the energy. And I kind of wrote it and reread over it, and I was like, oh my god, that sounds a bit dark. Like, it's all about kind of pain and rising up through pain, and like pain's okay and no pain no gain. And I was like, oh, maybe I should rewrite that again, because like I don't want to come across as negative, or I don't want to create fear. And I kind of really sat with it, and I felt like, no, actually it's okay. Yeah, and it didn't come from a place of trying to fear people. It came from a place of, you know what, we're in a really challenging time right now, and it's going to feel uncomfortable at times, and it's going to feel quite painful at times, because there's a lot of change happening, and that's okay. That is okay. When I look back through my life, probably my most challenging, painful moments were the times in my life where I grew, exponentially. They were probably my biggest blessings. And yes, when we're in it and we can't see through it, and the chaos and the uncomfortableness or the shame or the guilt or the whatever it is, yeah, heartbreak, yeah, it's really uncomfortable, like really uncomfortable. And we have to grow through that and move through it and keep moving through it. And we grow, we expand, we learn, we become grateful for the experience. Yeah. So we are in Scorpio season, as we know. So we're in a really kind of deep time. Scorpio's deep. Scorpio is not scared of the darkness. Yeah. And not scared to sit in the darkness. Yeah. We've also got some huge planetary alignments going on. We are coming, not this week, next week, into a full moon in Taurus eclipse. So the gateway, as I said, opened to eclipse season on the new moon, which was last week. And eclipse season kind of comes along to shake us up and to remove things that need to be removed, draw to the surface anything that we're ready to let go of, have a look at, sort through, heal. And that's just what happens every year. The universe is working with us for our growth. So when this time comes up, it's a little bit like, oh God, here it comes, like, and we can kind of feel it, yeah. And I write about, no pain, no gain. It's all right. You're gonna be good. And it's okay, it's okay. So, not every eclipse season we go through massive, life changes, but most definitely we always go through something. Yeah. And remember, everything's in polarity. So we may go through something really incredible or really quite painful. Yeah. So there is always the flip side. But sometimes with the eclipses, we have to go through some uncomfortable first to sit in that kind of, joy, love, the gift of whatever we've gone through. So there's a lot of Venus energy around, which is, relationships to self, relationship with others, also money. So yeah, there could be changes coming up for all of us in our relationships to ourselves. And that's going to be, I feel like, really based around our self-worth. If we're kind of in friendships or relationships where, it's more draining than it is giving, we're probably going to find that we step back a little bit. And this is the changes that I'm talking about. So it's not like, it's that. Yeah, and that feels a little bit painful, because we love our friendships, We want to hold on, even if they're not that healthy. Relationships, sometimes we can be in fantasy about how good a relationship is, and eclipse season comes up and puts something on the table, and there's no hiding anymore. Yeah. And it's like, oh, but afterwards we're like, oh God, I'm so glad that happened. That kind of created this and this and this. Yeah, can be around money as well. Finances, you know, so there may be shifts in your kind of finances. Going to play out different story for everyone, but everyone's on planet Earth, so everyone's going to feel the energy of eclipse season coming, and it starts next week and it's going to hang around. It's a season. Yeah. So my advice is to, you know, be really self-aware. Have a look at your behavior, have a look at your relationship to yourself, have a look at your relationship to others. Really have a look at what's coming up for you. Have a look at what's kind of being presented to you, what's uncomfortable, why you might need to make a change. Yeah, meditate, look after your mind. It's a really heady time. Yeah, so, you know, disengage from the things that draw you down, draw from you. Yeah, you know, turn it off, disengage, don't go there. Yeah, this is about really looking after ourselves. So nurturing the mind, feeding the mind with, you know, nourishing things, podcasts, books, good relationships, you know, interesting talks, quiet, peace. Yeah, going out in nature, getting grounded, meditation. Like, we all should be meditating right now, every day. You know, at least for 5 minutes, just stopping and clearing, and, you know, because it's pretty frazzling energy out there. Yeah, it's pretty like, oh God, now this, now that, oh my God, oh. So just stopping and just being. Yeah, and remember, you know, we educate the mind with the external. Yeah, and in the silence, in that peace, we actually listen to our internal voice. And if we're not stopping and we're not being still, when we're going to listen to it? And it's, you know, it's a pretty good guidance system for us. Yeah, it's kind of pretty good. So there's my take on this week. We've got this week, eclipse next week. You're going to feel the energy starting to bubble. It's okay, you've got this. Just use this time of, oh my goodness, like, this is great time. I'm going to go through some growth. I'm going to really try and grow through this time, really expand, really do like a spring clean on my internal house. Yeah. I don't have any lives this week, but I do next week. I'm going to work just before that full moon peaks and that eclipse peaks, just to get everybody really prepared, really ready, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You know, so when that eclipse kind of happens and peaks out, we're good. I've called it a rodeo ride. Check it out. Have a read up on what I wrote. So have a great week. Lots of love.